He's a six-time Bassmaster Classic qualifier. He's an Elite Series champion. He's the 2023 Bassmaster Classic Champion. The Great Canadian Snow Leopard, Gussy. Jeff Gustafson joins me this week on...
I'm Bob Cobb from the Bassmaster. Welcome to Mercer.
Welcome one, welcome all, friends, family, freeloaders, fishing freaks, and of course you, my humpers. Happy hump day to all of you, and welcome into the Awkwardly Honest Fishing Podcast that goes by my last name, which is Mercer. This is the 230th edition of the Mercer Podcast, and I thank you for carving a little time out of your week to join me here and check out the particular brand of tomfoolery that this show brings. I hope you're having a wonderful week, and I am, because I'm doing lots of fishing. Another one of these shows that I'm literally just jamming in so that I can get right back on the water. Speaking of which, I need to shave. Beard's getting a little thick because all I've done is fished, and that's all I'm going to continue to do because the weather is wonderful. I'm not talking about fishing. I'm actually getting to do it a lot, which makes me a happy, happy camper. Unique personal experience. Last week, I was actually shooting shows when the podcast went live. And literally, the podcast, I have an alarm on my phone that sets off, when the podcast is supposed to be live. It literally went off while I was reeling in almost a 7-pound smallmouth. And I was like, yeah, the decisions this week have been good. So yeah, there's that. I mean, that didn't matter to anybody, but to me, it was like, hey, we got a podcast coming out and I have a giant freaking smallmouth on the line. Life is good. A great show here this week. Jeff Gustafson, always a great show, always a great conversation. A little different this time around. We've had shows with Jeff after winning classics and winning elites and all sorts of things. For the first time in his career, he's kind of hit a bit of a speed bump. A tougher season. We talk about that. We talk about some of the changes at Bass. We talk about all sorts of different things. It's always a good conversation when you get to chat with Gussy, and that's exactly what we do here this week. But before we jump into things with Gussy, we got a little segment we drop in here every once in a while called Where in the World is Tommy Wood? Well, Tommy Woods is, he was in South Africa. And he was not the only Aussie there. He was part of the Black Bass World Championship. And he's got a pretty unique Where in the World is Tommy Wood? So rather than me talking about it, I'm asking you that question right now. Where in the world is Tommy Wood? Followed by Jeff Gustafson. I hope you enjoy. I'm going fishing.
All right, what's up, Mercer and Mercer fans? Welcome back to Where in the World is Tommy Wood. We're on a hill in Africa. We got the boys here from Team Australia. We got the Humpers. The old Humpers. About to fish the World Bass Championships. A couple Long Islands. The boys are on. The boys from Australia.
Gustav, I've missed you.
Yeah, I haven't got to visit with you very much this year.
Yeah, I feel like we missed one. What have you been up to since season ended?
Just fishing lots, really. I sort of said on stage at lacrosse, it was my worst season doing the professional fishing thing. And all I can do, man, is just fish. I'm going to spend as much time as I can in the boat this fall. And I fished a tournament last weekend, a 3-dayer on Lake of the Woods, and one with my wife this weekend. I'm on a small lake kind of close to home. But yeah, I've got some tournaments over the next 4 or 5 weekends. And then, just put a bunch of time in the boat until it freezes. It's nice to be home. I mean, we're on the road for a lot of the year, and it's awesome to get to go to all the places we get to go to. I, have no complaints or anything like that, but the travel is not glamorous, and it's nice to get home when it's done and catch up and relax. And we live in a place where the fishing is it's awesome. It's so fun to fish around here and catch a lot of different critters, and just enjoying life.
You and Shelby fish quite a few tournaments together, don't you? It feels like that.
Like 1 or 2 a year. Yeah. She likes to go. She's not she doesn't have to go every weekend. And, if the weather's no good, then she's not going to love it, but she's good. She knows what to do. And, we get along good in the boat together. Today she was talking to me at one point and I didn't listen to her, and I'm looking at the screen and I said to her, I'm like, this thing is she's all in, we want to do good and catch as much as we can. And I just said, I'm looking at the screen. It's worse than a cell phone.
It really is. It really is. It's and no matter how much you try to talk, you're still it's just like talking to someone when they're texting. They're talking to you still, but they're not really. I had a conversation with my son tonight and I answered the words that I was texting, which made no sense. I think I was texting you about setting this up, but he was asking me something. And I think I responded, what time are you free, or whatever I was texting you. So I get where you're coming from. You guys always get along during these tournaments, or is there any?
I don't we haven't really had any. I don't think we've ever had any domestics in the boat or anything. No,
that's
we get
good.
along pretty good. Yeah, I lost 2 today, right? About 5 or 10 feet from the net, so that was a little, but no one's fault. Definitely not her fault. But yeah, no, we get along good. I'm lucky.
Yeah, you are. Speaking of lucky, boxers don't get it on the night before competition. Do you get lucky? Shelby's in the room. Will she answer? No.
No, they left. They took their card.
Oh wow.
Their card game to another room.
So do tournament anglers with strain from?
I've never thought about that before. I'm not that superstitious, so.
It's a great answer. Yeah. You kicked this off by kind of talking about your season.
Yeah.
Before we get into it, is it better to do a podcast after you win the Classic or after a season like this? Or is it the same?
No, it's not the same. I mean, no, nothing's the same after that. You know what? I don't know. You can't make excuses. There's no pouting. It's just there was a lot more pressure this year. Obviously, the Classics in Knoxville. I got off to a bad start in Florida, and man, it's so hard to get out of those holes and ruts. And I mean, a few of the tournaments in early on, I was in the right areas, doing some of the right things, and just missed it a little bit, or went left and I should have went right. And it's such a fine line. And I mean, it's crazy how much it's changed in the last 5 or 6 years. And if you just have a regular day, you're going to be in 80th place. And, so for me, it's just spend as much time. I don't get to do a lot of pre-practicing. That's for sure, a pretty key element with a lot of these guys that are really doing well. I think it's not everyone. It's not an excuse, but I don't know. All I can do is just spend as much time as I can in the boat, I think, and just be ready to roll when the new season starts. Hopefully get off to a good start and let it ride.
You also compete in a sport that is full of ridiculous, everybody has a bad year. it's not like other sports. It's really sick in the way that, like, I mean, KVD but seemed impervious to that, but he hit kind of a rough stretch. Is there any way to, like, is there any things you can do to get out of it, or is it literally you just keep fishing?
I don't know. Like, for me, like, I've definitely gone through lots of them before. And for me, whether it was like winning in 2021 when I did early in the season, the Classic, I mean, just, you can kind of get into those like low spots a little bit or whatever it is. And I think you just fish enough and keep after it. Like, for me, the way it's kind of always gone is good things will happen too. You know, it just, that's the way it goes. But like, you just really, and I learned this a long time ago, like, you really can't get too high or low, however it's going. You just kind of, when things are going good and easy and you don't have to think about it, and then you're, you know, catching what you want to catch and having good events. I mean, it's just, it can be so easy sometimes. And then it's a weird sport where, like, the harder you try, the worse, you know what I mean? Like, it's almost like it's one of those sports where you just, if you try too hard, think too much about it, it's not natural, and you're fighting stuff all the time. So and when it's going good, it feels like it's the opposite. Like, you don't have to try hard. Like, it's just like when I'm watching it go good for you guys, it's just like, well, yeah, that's what I'm of course I'm going to catch them. That's what I do. And from your end of it, I mean, you get to watch the top guys, you know, every day on video and on camera. And like, I watched some of the Bass Live stuff back, you know, over the winter from the previous season, and you just, it can be just so easy sometimes. And Chris Johnson's a perfect example this year. You know, like, I've listened to a lot of his interviews over the last couple of weeks, and just like a 5-pounder with 5 minutes to go at this tournament, an 8-pounder at this tournament with 10 minutes to go. Like, just, there's a little bit of luck in it, not that much, but like things like that, and that they stay buttoned up, and you know, some of that stuff happens, and it's just meant to be.
So everything will be fine. You'll move on and you'll catch them next year and you recover. But you have probably one of the most painful pills to swallow on earth. Like, I mean, people always say, like, I worked that Classic and it motivated me. But you got to work the Classic at an event that you've literally never not won. Every event in Knoxville, you have won. I hate to rub salt in it, but Gussy, that's going to be freaking brutal.
Yeah, it is. And you know, the reality is all these guys are going to, you know, probably be onto the smallmouth thing that I was doing over there. And I think, I mean, that's the way to win at that place. And obviously it's worked out for me, but that being said, I got to do it when there wasn't a lot of competition for it. I mean, at the Classic, there was quite a few guys onto it, but I was lucky I was able to kind of, you know, expand what I'd been doing at the elite tournament, and found a couple spots that were really good. But I mean, these guys are going to find everything, and you know, but yeah, I would have loved to have been there to put my 2 cents in on how that was going to go for sure. But yeah, no, I've been lucky. And I haven't had to miss a Classic. It's a heartbreaker for sure. It sucks. And I think that, like, that early in the season, it just added a lot of pressure to it for me. And I'm sure that just didn't help my situation and the way I was fishing, but I don't know. It's a crazy sport where, like I say, it's like the harder you try, and that your results don't necessarily reflect that all the time. Because I live for this stuff, you know. I love it, and but man, it's super competitive. Everybody's good, and you know, you gotta put the pieces together every day if you want to be fishing in the Classic.
Yeah. I mean, hey, dude, if when you started on the Elite Series, 7 years ago, if somebody had said, hey, 7 years in, this is what your career is. You've made every classic but one. You've won one of them. You've won an Elite Series event. You've contended. I think you'd be like, where the hell do I sign up?
Yeah, no, for sure. Life's good. I'm I consider myself lucky every day for sure. So like it was a bad season, and we're just going to try and learn from it a little bit, but just show up next year and get off to a better start and, hopefully put this one in the past for sure.
Today's high-tech fishing world can be a real pain in the neck, especially if you're running the wrong mounts. Beatdown Outdoors, they bring the graph to you, and they support this podcast and care enough about you to make this a short ad read. Check out Beatdown Outdoors. Now back to the show.
Okay, speaking of fishing, how are you doing in this derby you're fishing?
So 2-day derby with Shelby, and it started today. We were in second place. We're actually at a little resort here it's on a small lake called Crow Lake, about an hour and a half south of our place. It's a lake trout lake. Really, it's pretty big. It's probably like 10 miles, like 10 miles east-west, 10 miles north and south. Pretty big lake. But it's super deep, super clear water. Probably the clearest water that we have up here to have a tournament on. And it's fun. We actually got big bass today, so we're in good shape. But Dustin Bufflin, the hockey player, and Matt Ryder, my good buddies, Big Buff, they're actually leading. They're about 2 pounds ahead of us. So he was up and fished. We had a 3-day tournament last week on Lake of the Woods, and he fished that one, and then ended up staying with one of our friends and fished this week too. And then he lives in Minneapolis now. He's retired from hockey, obviously, but good to have him around this week. And we're going to try and take him down tomorrow, though.
Yeah, you should. You really should. He deserves it. What are the things?
We need the money more than he.
What's that? Sorry.
We need the $2,500 more than he does tomorrow, for sure.
Lord knows that. It's wild though. I mean, he just wants to fish. Like, it's cool to see people like him. Bickle's the same way. Like, you get people who played hockey or are playing hockey and they kind of fish, but then you get hardcore guys like Buff. But it's wild listening. What I find so weird about him is, dude, he has become like almost a phantom character around hockey. Like, you hear guys from Spittin' Chicklets and everything talk about, like, when he finished whatever he finished in the KBI, it made national news. People are like, there was a Dustin Bufflin signing or sighting. Like, he just disappeared off the face of the earth just because he wants to freaking go fishing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool because he's the best guy. Like, I've never seen him in a bad mood before. He just is. He's awesome to be around, and our group of friends up here that he fishes with all of us. And it's funny because, like, on Lake of the Woods, like, I fished with him. Brian's fished with them. Jamie Bruce fishes some tournaments with them. So he's fished with all of us. And, like, but he never, he never says, oh, like, this is where Jamie and I fish or what we did. And he just kind of, he rolls and just likes to have a good time. And he told me that, because I love Spittin' Chicklets. So I listen to it's a really good hockey podcast, and they're entertaining. And they've asked him to go on there several times, but he's just like, he doesn't do I don't really think he does any hockey media at all. And he's cool with it. He's that's admirable.
I love it. He just disappears. He's like a mythical character. You know what I mean? Like, he came, whooped ass, and left.
For anyone that doesn't know who he is, he's like, I think he's 6'6", 6'5". I don't know. He's a big dude though. And he was one of the best, like, in his prime, he was one of the best hockey players in the NHL. And, like, really talented and he's like a giant human. So it's, he was a special player. And in Winnipeg, where he played close to where I live, this has been 5 or 6 years he's been out of the league now. And, like, you go in the Winnipeg arena, like, went to a couple games last year, and there's still more Bufflin jerseys than anybody else. And they love him there. He was an awesome player.
He's an awesome dude. The kind of dude that'll fly in the middle of the night, leave his family vacation when his buddy's leading the Bassmaster Classic and show up in Knoxville with nothing but a pair of shorts and a t-shirt because he was on a beach.
Yeah.
That's a special individual.
Yeah. No, top notch for sure.
Well, every time I see him, me and him talk about doing a podcast. So, Buff, this is your official public invite. Let's do a podcast. But so obviously big news, the change in the forward facing sonar rules. Have you paid attention to any of that or?
Oh yeah, no, I pay attention to it all. I guided a couple days last week, pre-fished for this couple days. So like I've been kind of going hard. We have a group chat with all the anglers. So there's been some, chatter going on that a little bit, but I haven't really kept up with it that closely this week. I probably will on Monday and maybe put my 2 cents in on a few things. But no, I mean, it's good. It's a good compromise. Obviously, the majority of people that fish competitively have forward sonar of some sort on their boat. I mean, and yeah, it has changed the way that we all fish. Obviously, no secret there. Like for me, like I'm never going to complain about it. It's fun to use. I like using it. Obviously, I'm not as good as a lot of these guys at using it. I feel like I don't even look up. I can make my casts. I can, there's a lot more to it than, there's tricks for sure. But it is fun to use. And, I don't do a lot of guiding. I do a little bit still. And like the frustrating part for me is you get like 14 to 18-year-old kids in your boat, and some of them have used it. Others you show them how to use it, and then they don't want to cast unless they're casting at a fish. And part of me is like, okay, whip your bait up off the windy point. Like I want you to still learn how to fish too without it. And like maybe that bugs me a little bit. And I've heard other guys say the same thing, but yeah, I mean it's here. It's a tool, and I think that having half the tournaments with it, half where we can't use it, will be a good compromise.
I mean, but doesn't that also explain like life now? Like people used to go to bars to meet girls, and now you literally use your thumb. Yeah. And you don't swipe if the person doesn't match exactly what you want. Like, I mean, shit's got a little simpler. Are you happy with the rules? Like, is that do you think what they did going 50-50 and the coin toss, like, do you think that was a good direction? Is that direction you were hoping for? Would you have done anything different?
No, I'm fine with it. I would have liked to have seen the St. Lawrence with no scope.
Yeah, it would have been cool.
Just because there's a pretty good shallow bite there, and there's I don't know. I did a lot better there before forward sonar, I think. But whatever, we'll see.
But you're just being honest.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like before forward sonar, when we'd go to any of these smallmouth events, I mean, I would do pretty good. They'd be pretty easy. And now I feel like I almost get my butt whipped the worst in those tournaments. And but yeah, like what else do I do other than just spend as much time in the boat and figure out how to catch them,
Yeah. It has definitely nullified the smallmouth angler. I mean, you're not the only one. Like, I mean, you look at how look at Paul Nick. I mean, and again, and everybody's got other reasons, and and maybe it's not that, but if you look at the dominance he had his entire career, and this isn't coming from him, it's just me from the outside watching. I mean, since forward facing sonar's become a thing, it's taken away the advantage of the smallmouth. I think almost taken away the advantage of the local in general. Like and you're not a local of St. Lawrence, but you've got that smallmouth knowledge, which Gives you it's the closest a friggin' tournament's been to your house, pretty much, I guess.
Yeah, no, I've got, I fished for smallmouth my whole life. You have a lot of experience. And I mean, growing up, like part of how I made it, like on the pro level, like started out on the FLW tour was I was good with my electronics and fishing with the 2D and getting on top of fishing vertical, all that stuff. And like, I don't know. It seems like those sort of pure offshore tournaments now are where I seem to have a harder time and those used to be the ones that were the easiest for me. But
so do you think this rule change makes you more competitive?
I don't know. I like, honestly, all these guys are so good. They're still, they've all fished plenty without the machine. And, they're still going to catch them just fine. Like, I'm not worried about that. I don't know. Like the people that think, all these kids aren't going to catch them if they can't use the machine. Like, they're all so good. Like they're going to catch. It's not a lot's going to change, I don't think.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, everybody's going to get their opportunity to see it. And I still believe this time next year, there'll still be people debating about, nothing. People incessantly debate everything nowadays, Gussy. I don't know if you noticed that. It really doesn't matter the topic.
Yeah, I know. And I just kind of avoid that stuff anymore. Like there's a few guys, the real negative guys that the shit disturbers on social media. Like I just block them now because their stuff would just be popping up on my feed, and like a couple of Blockets videos I bit 2 or 3 times. Like you'd have a good what's it called when your screen grab or whatever.
Clickbait.
Yeah, he clickbaited me a couple times, but it won't happen again.
Yeah. Where I have a problem with any of it is I don't care if somebody hates forward-facing sonar. I don't care if somebody loves it and thinks it's the greatest thing in the world. The angler's not the enemy. Your fellow angler's never been the enemy. The fact where people are, I don't like the way you do what you do. I know, you know what I mean? Like it's just dumb. The arguing, but I guess we live in a time where that stuff gets traffic, and traffic means social collateral and financial benefit. It's easy to see why certain people are doing what certain people are doing. And c'est la vie. You're widely known as kind of one of the nicest guys on tour. What pisses you off, Gussy? When was the last time you got pissed?
Probably like fishing wise, the biggest thing that pisses me off is just like if people don't really have etiquette, or like just the old school, like, when you're doing something right or wrong. Like, and Seth has the best way of like saying how it is. And he's better than me at telling people how it is. But just, I don't know. Most of the guys are pretty good, but I mean, if you're in practice and you're fishing on a place, like, don't come and idle by me 20 feet away. Like, that happens occasionally. In an event, obviously everyone's puts their time in, practices hard. Like everyone finds a lot of this, these guys find everything. And, if you find something that's really good and you have it to yourself, then that's your, you better take advantage of those, because they don't happen very often. I mean, you not very often. If you find something pretty good, like, you're going to have other guys fishing around you. And we usually work that out. That's fine. But just, be respectful of other people, of the other anglers. And that's all I got really on. That's what pisses me off the most.
Well, what would you say percentage of anglers on tour that are respectful, good competitors versus scoundrels?
Yeah, I mean, it's like 9 out of 10, 90% for sure.
Good. You
don't have a problem with.
So 10 dudes.
Yeah.
Put down the comments who you think they are, folks.
Yeah.
Who needs friggin' clickbait? Just get them wound up like that.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's, and that's in anything you do, you know, like it's, there's a lot of money on the line, like careers on the line. I mean, there's so much pressure every single day. Like, it doesn't matter how good you did the day before, the tournament before. Every day there's a ton of pressure for the whole season. And, but, you know, I've always kind of, and it's probably hurt me a few times, but you just, like, I go out of my way to not, like, be a problem for, you know, have a bad reputation of being a poacher or anything like that. And, at the end of the day, I think it's served me pretty well. Like, I've had guys show me that respect back, and, you know, you're gonna throughout the course of the season, like, you're gonna be fishing around people at times, and the majority of the time you work it out. You don't even have to talk much with the guys most of the time. You know, like, you know what you figure it out.
Avco not only makes incredible outdoor clothing, but they care about anglers with their 10% pledge. Avco and the Shed family donate at least 10% of the company's profits to conservation and making fishing better. Now back to the show.
The pressure is the one thing that I think that, and I think I underestimated for a long time, but the fact that, like, you guys are always, people think, oh, he's under pressure, he's fishing championship Sunday, but some of the most pressure is the first 2 days of competition to make sure you make that 50, and, like, but it's like just the oddest day, like day one of the Classic. Almost anybody doesn't feel a ton of pressure. They're just fishing for the 5 biggest fish, but that pressure of making sure you don't slip. Do you think you underestimated this? Like, when you were looking at this as a job as a kid, saying, I dream of doing that. Do you think you had any idea of that pressure that never ever subsides on you guys?
No, and, like, the worst pressure isn't when you're leading going into the final day. Like, that's a kind of pressure I think we all love, and like, that's what you want. But the worst pressure is just, like, looking at the points and you're in 70th place and, like, oh, what am I going to do here? You know, or, like, you know, Bassmaster changed the rule for next year with the re-qualifying stuff, and it's sort of Carl's the example that, and I don't know if anyone else this really affects at this point, but it's going to affect other people down the road. But he fought pretty hard for this, and they're going to change it. But, you know, like, Carl's one of my best buddies, and we work together quite a bit, and are really good friends. And I mean, the last few years, so he qualified pretty early after a year or two of fishing the Opens, fished the Elites for 2 years. And I think he got a couple finishes in the 90s, got kicked out, re-qualified again a few years later. And those 290s were still on his, like, career average, but, like, he already paid the time for those.
Yeah,
I mean, you know what I mean? So they're going to watch those.
He got unqualified. Like, he got relegated out.
Yeah.
Re-qualified. Yeah. Worked his way back. Did what's so rare to be relegated and actually work your way back. I'm trying to think if he may be the only one that's ever done it. You know what I mean? Like, Elliott and stuff came back, but he wasn't relegated. He left and came back. But so he re-qualified, but he was still getting hung by the bad finishes that relegated him. So, I mean, he already served that time. So they have changed the rule, thankfully, moving forward.
Yeah, but just like he had a great year, and then he was doing pretty good all year. He was, I think, going in the last 2 tournaments, he's in the 40s in points. Yeah. He's going to make the Classic, and then had a bad tournament at St. Clair, and then we get to lacrosse, and because of those couple really bad ones, if he finishes below 70, he's going to probably get kicked out. No good. And you know, like, just I hated that pressure for him, like, in those last couple tournaments, you know, and that's the worst. Like, the you know, you're catching them and things are going good, you just don't have to worry about that. And at the end of the day, like, catch fish, you're not going to have any problems. It's easy to say that, but there is a lot of pressure. Sponsors, I'm really lucky. Like, I have awesome sponsors. Everyone's good to me. But it can, you see it come and go, and you've been in the industry for a long time too. You've had some good sponsors come and go, and you just want to make everybody happy, I think, at the end of the day. And that's where the most pressure comes from. But the pressure, like leading a tournament, that's the stuff, that's the kind you want. Like, I don't think that's not the bad stuff.
Yeah, that pressure is a privilege. That pressure is, that morning when you were leaving the final day of the Classic and Christy came and gave you a little chat and stuff like those are, you look back at that moment of pressure and you're like, that's some of the happiest competition moments of my life.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like, I just look back at some of the pictures and videos from that tournament and that final day. And obviously, that was a pressure-filled day. It didn't go how I wanted it to go. Luckily, everything worked out. But yeah, that morning, looking back at some of the photos and that, I was just so happy and smiley and excited. And that's why we do it, just for those moments. That's how you catch the love for it and the bug for it, and that's what's addicting.
What's your favorite swear word?
F-bomb for sure.
Oh yeah. Weirdly, you could replace it with other words, but it doesn't give you the same feeling of it. It definitely does. It does its job. It does exactly what it was designed to do, Gussy.
Yeah. No, I've had to apologize a few times to marshals and co-anglers in the boat, because if I lose a fish, I see red for 10 seconds and never know what's going to come out of my mouth. And a few times I've been like, sorry, man. Everyone usually understands if they're an angler.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's weird. You're in a weird situation where, if you're Corey Johnson and you drop an F-bomb, the marshal's been waiting for it. He knew it was coming. But we've kind of painted you into this role where you're basically the Easter Bunny, Gussy. So when they hear you swear, they're like, oh, he does it.
Yeah, no, I actually don't mind. I kind of like swearing. So it's part of my vocabulary for sure. I think Canadians in general swear more than Americans do.
You think? Yeah. Not as much as Australians, though. No.
They appreciate some foul language for sure.
They do. What's your favorite sound? If you had to think of a sound, what would your favorite sound be?
That thwack of the braid, the sound of braid on a baitcaster and on a spinning rod too. But just I love fishing with braid. You can just feel everything. The hook sets are. I use braid on all my spinning rods 100%, and then probably half my casting rods. I'm starting to even for flipping and a lot of stuff. I'm actually tying leaders on using braid for a main line and then putting a fluorocarbon leader on and just using a little bit softer rods. But that's a tough sound to beat.
Yeah. What's your favorite smell? It doesn't have to be fishing. It could be anything.
Mm-hmm. Kind of love the smell of an old 2-stroke motor or a snowmobile firing up and get a good shot of exhaust and
yeah.
It's a little bit of a hillbilly answer, but
I love the smell of 2-stroke in the morning.
Yeah, who doesn't? I can tell you though, it's sure nice not having to mess with 2-stroke motors anymore on the boats. Not having to dick with oil, and those motors are so quiet now, and just drive them.
What happened there, Gussy, in your brain? Take me inside your brain. I'm imagining you made a comment about the smell of 2-stroke, and then all of a sudden thought, oh, wait a second, I'm paid to endorse a 4-stroke, I better back wheel and say,
no, not even. I mean, hey, I grew up. We all grew up with 2-stroke motors, so no, that's where I was. I was, but yeah, the 4-strokes are like I would never go back. I'll absolutely not go back. But
yeah.
How
long do you think you're going to do this for?
I don't know. I mean, I'd say the last couple of years have not been as fun as it was 5 or 6 years ago. And I think a lot of the guys my age and a lot of the guys that were on the Elite Series in 2019 and 2020 would kind of say the same thing. I don't know why that is.
Why do you think? Like, no, I mean, is this one of those moments where you're like, I'd rather not answer this? Why? I'm doing you a favor.
I don't really know. I mean, other than maybe like all of us that have been doing it for a long time are like annoyed by 20-year-olds just beating our ass.
It doesn't feel good, I imagine.
It doesn't feel that good, no. And that's no shots. Like all these kids are unreal, man. It's very impressive. But I don't know if that's like just made more people grumpy or what. Like, I don't know, but I don't know how long I'm going to keep doing it for. We just built a new house it started actually a year ago this week, and we're almost done. We're almost going to be ready to move in there. So I got to go hard for a few more years to pay that off now, but I don't know. Love it.
Yeah.
I love getting to go all over to all the different lakes that we do, but it's also a lot of sacrifice too. Like you're on the road a lot, and I don't like have a ton of real great backup plans at the moment. I mean, there's lots of stuff I can stay busy doing. It's fine, but I definitely don't have any kind of backup plan in motion.
I also feel like, and maybe I don't know, you wouldn't say this because you wouldn't probably think about this because you might think it would be an arrogant way of looking at it. But Gussy, I also feel like you're the kind of guy that could announce, hey, I'm done in a year, and opportunities would arrive for you, whether, you know what I mean, with companies because of the relationships you have and dude, you host a TV show, you've written talk columns, you're the Swiss Army knife of professional anglers is what I'm saying. There's always somewhere to stick you.
And that's a function of just like not like avoiding having to get a real job as long as possible. And like, I 100%. Still feel like that's what I'm trying to do. And, I'm lucky, everything's good, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not going away anytime soon, but I don't like 20 years from now, am I going to be still fishing on the Elite Series? I don't know about that.
It's funny you say that because I'm sure I've said that to you. I feel like that about my entire career. Like I never said I want to host a TV show or I want to do this. It was literally a means to an end. Like I want to fish. What's going to allow me to fish? Then what started, and opportunities have come and it's been cool, but it's literally just like an addiction. You just want to fish and you have to figure out a way to keep that, You had mentioned the kind of youth invasion. Do you think what's happening in our sport? I mean, you've watched how hockey's evolved. You're tight enough with people. I'm sure you've heard me tell the story about, I remember fishing with Steve Larmer way back in the day and him saying, the NHL is not quite as fun as it used to be. And I was like, how can you say that? And he said, we used to show up for training camp to get in shape. And now these kids, these snot-nosed kids, they show up and they're in super shape. They're just focused to do nothing but focus on that. And you've watched how that's changed. Could that be what's happening in this sport right now?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Like the recipe is time on the water. You got to have some money to afford everything and go on the road and do it. And like you hear some of these guys are leaving home at Thanksgiving and they don't go back home until after the season's done. Like that's wild. Hard to beat. We all could do that. I could do that too, but I'm happily married. I love being at home. I love where I live and getting to fish and do, like I'm still fishing hard. I'm not coming home and like not fishing. I'm fishing more probably when I'm at home, but it's I do a little bit of everything. And, but that's, I think is the hardest thing to beat, more so than the forward sonar and everything else, is just the time on the water is the biggest thing. So,
You got any tattoos?
I don't know.
Would you ever get one, you think?
I mean, I'm not against it. I was actually at 2 a.m. I think it was around 2 a.m. in Fort Worth this year. I was with Paul Marks and Tucker, Jamie Bruce, Shelby was with me. We were all together and we were pulled up to a taco stand. We found everything was closing and we pulled up to get something to eat. And those boys all were like, they saw a tattoo shop across the street. And they're like, let's go. We're going to get tattoos. And I looked at Shelby and Brucey and they both kind of gave me that like, that we left, went on our separate ways, and then I saw Paul the next morning in the expo, and he had a tattoo on his wrist.
Oh, that's the dude. Him, Tucker, and who else? There's a third member of the.
Hayden Margaret from Alabama. Yeah, he was there. Yeah, I don't know who else was there, but those three for sure. They all got minnows, like a minnow on their wrist.
God, I gotta see. So here's what's going on. They won't tell me what it means. They said there's a meaning to it. Now I'm like, you got it when you were hammered at the freaking classic. They're turning it. They told me if one of them wins the classic, they'll let me know the meaning. Turns out the meaning is we drank too much.
Yeah,
and made a bad
2 a.m. tattoo for sure. Yeah.
Oh my God! All this time.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, they're yeah. You gotta like let them bring it up, and they're gonna be like, "Why isn't he asking us about the tattoos anymore?" But yeah, it was that was just being in your 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's worse things to get, though. I mean,
I am not against it. I'm fine with it. I just, I probably wasn't too far from. I probably could have got my arm pulled in there for that, but yeah, we didn't. We ate instead.
Yeah. After you saw those guys winning all those tournaments this year, did you think, "Damn,
I was like, you idiot! You should have went with them." Maybe Tucker would have gave me a couple tips on how to fish a minnow.
Oh, well, I mean, there's still time for tattoos in your life. I don't know. I think that most tattoo, I mean, whatever. If you're into tattoos, you're into tattoos. It's just a question for me to get to know. I mean, this is my opportunity to ask you crap that would be weird for me to ask you if we're out eating at Denny's. Like, if I would just sit there and said, like, we don't have this. So this is my opportunity to ask you those sort of questions, and I appreciate you answering them.
Yeah. No, you fight away on anything else you want to know, bud.
I've run a Yamaha outboard for over 30 years. It has got me home safe each and every time. If you enjoy this podcast, remember, Yamaha supports it, and they care enough about you to make this ad read very short. Now back to the show.
Well, here's my favorite part about this whole thing. When it started, before we hit record, there was 3 people at a table playing cards. And those 3 people, I think, have gone outside to sit and talk so that they didn't make any noise. But they're literally right outside the window. And I've heard, like, I can't hear what they're saying, but I've heard them talking the whole time.
Can you? Yeah, I can see it. I just see them in the reflection walking back and forth out there. But
are they just pacing? I wish he was done.
No, they're fine. They're having a good time. And there's a fire going down on in the next cabin over. I think we're gonna go swing by there for a little visit after this, and then it'll be time for bed sooner than later. But.
Nice. So these tournaments you do with Shelby, they're very social. Like they're much different.
This one's like 30 teams. It's a little bit of a smaller one. Last week there was 125 teams, but we got some awesome tournaments up here. They're all, $400 to $600 entry fees, these tournaments in the fall. And, you can decent paybacks. But everyone's here and has a good time. And this particular place, it's a really small town. There's several other teams staying at this resort's putting the tournament on. We're going to go mingle around a little bit and talk shop, talk fishing with a few of the other anglers and just be social for sure.
Where's Big Buff at? Doesn't stay with you guys?
Well, he's about a half hour up the road. He's fishing with Matt Ryberg, another friend of mine, another resort owner on Lake of the Woods. So they're staying back at Matt's place.
Oh, okay. Are you recording this on your cell phone?
I'm actually using my laptop.
Are you? Do you have your cell phone nearby?
Yeah.
Can you call Big Buff on speakerphone and trash talk him a little bit to end this?
Okay. We'll see if...
Don't tell him about you're on the podcast, and just put on speakerphone and just tell him how you're going to own him tomorrow. Gussy's dialing here. Gussy, did I lose you? I can't hear you anymore. Oh, no. Your phone is... I can't hear. Hang up, quick, delete.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're back. As soon as you go to dial, I guess it's connected to your laptop.
Yeah, okay, it is connected,
Damn it, Big Buff. You're so lucky.
He went straight to voicemail, so...
What a dick.
Yeah.
Wow. Remember he used to answer your calls?
A good night's sleep tonight.
Yeah, wow. You tuck him in tomorrow.
It's 9 p.m. here, so I'm sure he's probably not tucked in yet, but he's in this little town of Sioux Narrows, so they have some shoddy cell service there. He's probably got no bars, but
it would have been awesome if you just trash talked him. I'm telling this, but it's a story of my life, Gussy. This close to greatness always. We had like a moment that was just about to happen, and then it was like, yep.
Well, you know how it is. So we're gonna have to. We didn't do many dinners this year. Maybe was gotta get that back on the routine. So when I started on the elites, Dave, I stayed with Steph and Chris Groh and Chris and Corey, and we would go for dinner with Dave. Not every tournament, but Friday or Saturday night of probably 2/3 of the tournaments throughout the season. Good to get out and vent and have a good time with the guys. But we only had one this year, so maybe got to get that routine rolling again. And Christy mentioned.
No, we need to. I enjoy having dinner with you guys. And going to Jason's house made me feel like a total loser. Like, I mean, my house is way nicer than I ever imagined, but I went to Jason's house and I'm like,
that place is unreal.
It is incredible, but they're incredible people.
Guys won a lot of tournaments.
Yeah.
The Arkansas River event that we have next year is like half an hour from his place. So we're going to stay there again for that one. So, pretty handy.
All right. Well, we'll do dinner there and we'll do dinner a bunch more.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you doing this. You guys don't know this, but I literally, this was a last minute. Hey, Gussy, can we quickly do a podcast? I'm an idiot. I didn't schedule anything. But I've really enjoyed our conversation.
No, anytime, man. I'm always there to jump on I'm all good. Everyone's been asking me how are you? How's it going? Thinking that I'm like on suicide alert or something, but everything's good. I'm gonna fish my way out of my slump and come back strong next year and be ready to roll.
How do those conversations go? Do they give you do they lock into your eyes and be like, no, but really, Gussy, how are you? How are you?
No, I've literally had a handful of those, and I've actually had a handful of people that were like, didn't know how to ask, but like thought I was getting kicked out even. And
damn.
So I just said, well, it was my first bad year, like really bad year, and I've got a good average, so I'm okay for the foreseeable future. But I definitely don't want to make a habit out of finishing, outside of the classic cut for sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the fact that they're uncomfortable is because it hasn't happened a lot. I mean, when I fish tournaments, I'm surrounded with plenty of people that know how to treat a guy when he's sucking because they got used to it with me. You haven't sucked a lot, Gussy, in your life.
Hey, going back on that, actually, Chris Johnston daggered you at the
I know he did. He did.
Year. Like you have to have retribution for that.
And you know the worst thing is the whole way through his speech, I looked at his pants were halfway up his freaking calf. I don't know what was happening there or whatever. And the whole time I'm like, I'm going to hammer him. I'm going to walk up on the stage after he made the joke. I forget. His joke was something like growing up fishing tournaments. I'd always see Dave and he'd make me think one thing. At least I'm not going to finish last.
No way I'm going to finish last.
Yeah. And he nailed it. And I was happy to hear the joke. I mean, because I worried that his speech might not be that entertaining, but that was definitely a highlight of it. But he had his pants. He was flooding bad with his pants. And I wanted to, but then I thought I should show respect. He's the angler of the year. I shouldn't make fun of him. But this year I'll make fun of him. Don't you worry. I mean, what a loser. He won angler of the year and never top 10 once.
Yeah. Let him hear it.
Yeah.
No, I'm on a group chat with those boys, and there was another one today. So Chris has a thing, like they find photos of him and his hands are always in like really weird positions, like awkward photo guy. And so they just are ruthless with him, bugging him about
oh my God,
his hand position. Yeah.
I got to see some of these pictures.
Yeah, we got to get you included on this group chat, and I don't know if you want to be on there or not, but it's.
I know how to do the Irish goodnight if it's not going well. I know how to exit, but I'll gladly get involved. So anyways, he won angler of the year and he caught him again. He's one of those guys who never seems to like. Do you ever just want to stab Chris Johnson just a little bit?
So I love those guys, and they're so good at fishing, like it's crazy. But I stayed with Chris for 6 or 7, 8 years. I don't know, like stayed in a room with him dozens of times, and I don't know that kid's ever had a good practice before.
Ever.
And I caught 2, I caught 7. He shook 30 off, or who knows how many, but this was a straight face. I only caught 2 bass today, and then he has 21 pounds the next day or whatever, but no, they're unbelievable. Like it's been pretty impressive. Like they're unreal. And I don't think it's a lot of like secret lures or, well, they might. I'm sure they have a few secret lures, but like a lot of the stuff's just the same stuff that everyone else has tied on, but they just make it work. And they're better than the majority out there at catching bass.
Yeah, they won't tell you the truth though. They will not.
No,
dude.
No, I learned that right away, and. And that's why we're still friends, because I just learned don't talk about fishing with them, and we're all good, get along great.
I shot on the St. Lawrence this past week, and the week before, me and Chris were talking, and I said, "Hey, you got anything for me to go to or whatever at St. Lawrence?" And he threw out like the most random names of islands that everybody you could literally walk past a tournament weigh-in and you hear the same spots that he was talking about. And he's like, we're not really on anything. We're, it's just one fish here. I'm like, dude, you've won the last 4 friggin' events you fished there. We're not really on anything.
They won
you're on everything
this summer. Yeah, I know.
But no, they're impressive.
It kind of makes you at the end of practice when he talks to you like that, you're kind of like, okay, maybe the bite is kind of tougher, I'm going to do all right. And then, no.
Yeah. But he sucks you in. He makes you, he is very good at making you
He's world class at helping you for info too. Like he'll ask one question and then tease you up. Bob Azumi, that's who he probably learned it from. Like Bob's kind of the same, like good at like ask you one question and get a little bit, and then ask you another question and get a little bit, and then ask you another one and get a little bit. And then like I there's been times where I'm like, we'll talk for like 2 minutes and then I'm like, he just pumped me for everything I know. Everything. He got everything.
They are world class at that. And Bob is a master at that as well. But hey, it's all good. It's all good. You're the Bassmaster Classic Champion, Gussy. First Canadian ever to do it. Yeah. Life is good. Got a smoking hot wife that's willing to stand outside while you do podcasts.
Yeah.
Shit can't get much better.
Okay, well, we're going to go play another tournament tomorrow. And it's been a pleasure as always.
Always. Thanks, Gussy.
Okay, buddy.
Great stuff from Gussy as always. And for those of you wondering, well, guess what? Him and Shelby went and won that tournament. So he was a man of his word. Thanks very much, Gussy. Great conversation. Also, great stuff from Tommy Wood this week. What an incredible Where in the World is Tommy Wood segment. Both of you, I thank you for being a big part of this show. And I thank all of you for tuning into this show. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Do all those things that help stroke the algorithm. And until next week, I'm going back in the water because I got some smallmouth that I need to smack in the mouth. Have a great week. Enjoy being. And as always, Bob Cobb, take it away.
Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe because Bob Cobb of the Bassmasters told you to. You hear?